Здравствуйте, здравей, hello. So it's been a while since I've made a video. Got stuff to do. So I've not been here. But I thought that since summer has just started for me, that I would do a video on my goals during summer. So like my summer goals. Because they've changed, because my approach to language learning has also changed. I watch a lot of YouTube. Oh my gosh, it's a cardinal. I watch a lot of YouTube about like language learning and stuff. And so there are like several like polyglots and people that learn languages and stuff. And so I kind of watch their videos just for fun, and I like learning about learning and stuff like that. But one of the main people that I watch is Steve Kaufman. And I've watched him for like so many years. And as a young little person that like was like really young as a child, his videos were very long, and I used to think like, oh, like this is like over my head, like I'm just gonna do whatever I want. But kind of rewatching those videos and his newer videos now, like they make a lot of sense for me personally, rather than some of the other things I've seen out there. But Steve Kaufman's main kind of idea is like when you're learning a language, kind of learn through input rather than speaking from day one kind of stuff. And so I've tried a lot of different kind of ways to learn a language. And so I've never really kind of tried his approach. He also like runs the website Link, L-I-N-G-Q. And so what Link does is it's a bunch of like texts or like reading dialogues, stuff like this. And it tells you like every word starts off as blue, and that means you've never seen it before. And then you have the option to tell the computer whether you know this word or if you don't know that word. So if you know the word, it turns white. If you don't know the word, it turns yellow. And then whenever you read another text and you see a yellow word, that means like you had trouble understanding that word. And so you just go through words as you're reading, and it pops up with definitions and stuff like that. Really fancy stuff. But you're learning through input, and you're seeing these words in context, and a lot of it you can filter through like your like language level, so like A1, A2, B1, B2, stuff like that, so that you can read comprehensible input, which is also very important, so you're not having to look up every single word. So that is kind of a nutshell of what like Steve Kaufman does. And so I've never really tried that. I never really read much in like Russian. And so a couple weeks ago I thought, oh, I'll just give it a try. And it is like kind of fun for me. I've started using Link, and it's very helpful for me. And I enjoy making links, and it's kind of fun to like read comprehensible input because you can understand the majority of it. And yeah, I'm like learning stuff too, so it's cool to do that. So that is kind of my approach now, rather than it used to be just kind of learning vocabulary words in isolation, and then also like looking through like textbooks and kind of learning the grammar. But I think what I'm now gonna kind of do is focus on like input, and then also kind of still work through like textbooks to kind of get an understanding of the grammar, so that I'm kind of learning the grammar and the words side by side in a way. I also have started kind of working on improving my listening comprehension, which Link also does mini stories that has audio that you can listen to along with the reading text, but you can listen to them separately. You don't have to do them side by side. So I've been doing that. I've been driving back and forth places, and so I'm in the car for like an hour and a half every day. So I've done a lot of like listening comprehension stuff, but my main goal for this summer is to improve my listening comprehension and speaking. So I'm doing that by listening to the stories on Link, and kind of learning vocabulary through that. And then I'm also practicing speaking by having like little topic cards that I've created, and then I just kind of look at the card that gives the topic, and then I start speaking and I record it, and anything I don't know how to say, I just kind of look up and learn the vocabulary for it. So that's kind of that, but I thought I would go over my goals. That's the main idea of this video, so we're gonna do some goals. So my first goal is to have 3,000 known words by May 24th on Link, because they do statistics on Link as well, and they kind of tell you all this fancy stuff. So I'd like to have 3,000 words on Link. And then I would like to listen to 15 hours of Russian by June 1st. So that gives me like a month, and that's like less than an hour a day, which is very doable. So yay for that. I also would like to start learning more aspects, like verb aspects, not necessarily about aspects, but the pairs. So like imperfect and perfect pairs of verbs. So I'm going to learn 50 verb pairs by June 4th. Also not that hard of a goal, should be doable. So yay on that. And then I'd also like to finish Russian course by June 30th, which shouldn't be a problem considering we've gone over some stuff through it and I kind of know what's happening. So yes, also one thing that's kind of changed as well, I'm not really relying super heavily on Russian course textbook, course book thing. This summer, I'm gonna skim through it and kind of learn some stuff, but my main goal this summer is to improve my listening comprehension and improve my speaking skills. So I'm focusing a lot on that and doing a lot of activities that focus on those two things. So yay on that. So then also that's just kind of my goals for Russian. I'm still with Bosnian. I really didn't do anything with Bosnian for like 6 months, 6, 7, 8 months. How long have I been learning Bosnian? I think it's been like 8 months. I really, for Bosnian, I only know like 50 words in Bosnian. I don't know much about Bosnian. So my main idea for Bosnian is to learn a lot of words. So I'd like to improve my vocabulary in that so that I can kind of start working on the grammar side of it. Because it's hard to learn grammar when you don't have a vocabulary. So I'd like to get a vocabulary for once in that language and then start working on the grammar. But I also want to kind of do some speaking with it. So you'll probably see some videos here and there in Bosnian, but I'm probably going to start off by doing covers of Bosnian songs. Just because I want to get used to like how the language like sounds in like my mouth, I guess. That's kind of zesty, but that's kind of what I want to do there. So really, my two main goals, I really kind of need a textbook for Bosnian, because I have no clue what's going on in that language, despite the fact that it's a Slavic language. I've just never looked at it. And so I really need like a textbook for that, because with Russian, I've looked at Russian for so long that I like know what's happening in Russian, but not with Bosnian. So I have a textbook. I have two textbooks. I have a grammar textbook, and then I have just a basic textbook. This is the basic textbook. It's gigantic, but there's a lot of vocabulary in there. So I'm going to go through the vocabulary, learn all the vocabulary, not all of it, but a lot of it, and then start with the grammar book. And I would like to finish this textbook by August 20th. And then I would also like to record a minute-long video by July 1st. Because I'd like to speak a little bit. I really like the language and how it sounds, so to be able to say some stuff in it would be kind of cool. So there's that. Those are the two main languages that I'm focusing on for the summer. But there is a third mystery language that I'm not going to name. But I'm learning it for my own reasons, and not like very seriously, just kind of casually for fun. It's not a Slavic language. I never thought I would say that. It's not a Slavic language, but I'm learning it just for fun, very casually. And then the fourth language thing that I'm kind of doing this summer, I'm creating my own language. It's kind of resembling a Slavic language, not a Slavic language, the Slavic languages. So I'm kind of taking the differences between all the Slavic languages, kind of throwing them together, but kind of making up vocabulary, kind of borrowing some vocabulary from other languages, doing some stuff. But it's kind of fun. So it doesn't make a whole bunch of like sense. I mean, it does, because you kind of have to like know what you're doing, but yeah, it's different, but it's made to kind of resemble Slavic languages. But that'll be fun. So hopefully I can get this language that I'm creating off the ground, kind of, and maybe like say some stuff in it for you guys soon. And then mystery language, you probably won't hear much about that one, because I've never learned it before. I mean, that's a lie. I have learned it before. Not like fluently or anything, but I've learned it before, looked at it. But it probably, if I do put something up on YouTube, it will probably be at the end of the summer, hopefully. Just depending on how far I get in the language. But yeah, my two main goals, not goals, but focuses on languages are Russian and Bosnian. And I would like to improve my speaking and listening skills in Russian, and then I would like to improve my understanding of Bosnian and just gain a vocabulary in that language. So yeah, those are my goals and my updates on where I've been for languages for the past 6 months. Also, haha, I am so excited. I am doing, intermediate Russian 1 this here in like after summer's over, so I'm super excited for that. So I'm going to continue my knowledge of Russian. And really, I finished this other Russian class, and what did I learn? I learned some stuff about verbs of motion. We learned all the cases, knew those are fine. Which I'm sure you'll kind of, in this next class, we'll kind of go over like some more instances of when you use the cases, but it'll be interesting to see what else we learn. Because my whole view of Russian is like, oh, there's cases and then there's aspects, and that's all there is to Russian, but there's more stuff to Russian. So it'll be cool to learn some stuff about Russian that I don't really like know. Just coming off the top of my head, there are a few things that like I would like to know that I don't know yet, that aren't really talked about much because they're not like the aspects or cases. So yeah, it'll be cool to learn those things, and hopefully on my self-studying, obviously the main goals are speaking and listening, but I'd like to also learn some more kind of grammar stuff as well. But yeah, so those are my kind of main things for this summer. I'll keep you updated. I'll be here with my head in books, reading and listening and speaking. Yeah, so I'll see you later. Bye. Ciao. Do widzenia.